There's a certain group of riders in cycling history who sit in a fascinating what if category. Riders who, had things gone a little differently, if one or two riders had fallen at the right moment, if they had a few more watts on one given day, they maybe could have podiumed at a Grand Tour. Bauke Mollema is one of those riders. As it was, Mollema never quite climbed onto the final podium at a 3-week race, but he was always there, always mentioned as a contender, always dangerous in the right terrain, and above all, always capable of winning big. Because that's the thing about Mollema. Even if he wasn't the main headline, he could still deliver wins that echo for years. Here are 4 of his very best. While Mollema built his reputation as a climber and a GC rider, his first Grand Tour stage win didn't come on a summit finish. It didn't even come on a particularly mountainous day. Instead, it came in a tactical battle against the crosswinds of Spain in 2013. The peloton was shattered here on stage 17, reduced down to a leaner group by the terrain. And under the red kite, Mollema sensed his opportunity. But it wasn't random. After the finish, he admitted that he had planned his seemingly off-the-cuff move before his stage had even begun. Quote, "To be honest, I was thinking all day about attacking in the last kilometer. I knew I'd have a chance because the bunch was going to be small because of the late climb." With 700 meters to go, he unfurled a classic move, zipping clear of the reduced peloton. Behind, his teammates stalled the chase, disrupting the rhythm of the sprinters. They scrambled to close the gap, but Mollema held the sprinters off. It was a daring, intelligent win. And that combination, brains and guts, would become a defining trait of his career. For years, Mollema had poured himself into GC ambitions at the Tour. From 2013 to 2015, he delivered consistent top 10s, but nothing quite clicked. Nothing put him into true contention for the yellow jersey. By 2017, he had shifted priorities. After stage 14 that year, he was sitting 25th overall, more than 40 minutes behind. Terrible for a GC challenge, but perfect if you wanted the freedom to slip into a breakaway. Stage 15 was built for it, and Mollema knew it. He attacked out of the leading group on a long, gradual descent, with 29 kilometers still to race. The yellow jersey group was more than 6 minutes back. By the time they reached the day's final climb, Mollema saw 38 seconds on the chasers. They tried to claw him back, all of them, but they couldn't quite organize. With 10 kilometers left, his advantage was only 20 seconds. The chase was close, and the tension was unbearable. But Mollema held them off. He crossed the line, 20 seconds clear, and finally, a Tour de France stage win. If you're a climber, there are 2 monuments in the sport of cycling that call your name: Liège-Bastogne-Liège in the spring, and Lombardia in the autumn. In 2019, at the 113th edition of Lombardia, Bauke Mollema etched his name into cycling history. With 18 kilometers to go, he attacked. It wasn't a reckless move. It was a perfectly timed strike, taking advantage of a lull in the lead group. And suddenly, he was gone. The names behind him were staggering: Valverde, Bernal, Roglic, all winners of the biggest races in the sport, and yet none of them could bring him back. Mollema's lead stretched to 30 seconds. Roglic counterattacked with 9 kilometers to go, desperate to close it down, but even he couldn't make a dent. Mollema rode into Como alone, arms aloft, a Dutch winner of the monument for the first time since 1981. This was not just a good win, this was a career-defining win. For a rider who had always been nearly there at Grand Tours, here was proof he could outwit and outride the very best on one of cycling's most beautiful and brutal courses. 4 years after his first Tour stage win, Mollema struck again. It was a long-range attack, a refusal to wait, and a masterclass in pacing. He made the breakaway on a rolling day through the Massif Central. 4 climbs had already been ticked off when he made his move on a winding descent. By the time they reached the final climb, a Category 2, he had a minute's lead. Behind him, strong names gave chase, but the gap held. His Mollema didn't just attack, he measures, he knows his limits, he paces himself perfectly. It was a 40-kilometer solo ride, and he pulled it off. Sure, Bauke Mollema was never the guy. He never stood on the Champs-Elysees in yellow, or paraded through Madrid in red. But that doesn't mean he wasn't one of the sport's protagonists. Because Mollema showed, time and again, that he could win on his day, with intelligence, with racecraft, with courage. And when you look back at his career, those 4 victories, the Vuelta stage in 2013, Il Lombardia in 2019, and the Tour stages in 2017 and 2021, all paint the portrait of a rider who may not have been the favorite, but who always had the power to surprise.
Bauke Mollema with a mechanical issue.